Well, howdy there, partners. It is Chris, your humble GM for your preceding evenings here, and welcome to the penultimate episode of the Wildfire Club. That's right, this is the second to last episode, but before we get into whatever's about to happen here, I think first and foremost, let's see who is at this table once again. Starting off with the incredible Humna. Humna, who are ya, and who are you playing?
Hello everyone, my name is Humna, I use any and all pronouns, and today I will be playing Avataha, who uses he, him pronouns, and I don't really know what's going on, but we're going to figure it out together. So, Joe, who are you?
Hello everyone, I am Josephine at scarydogfriend, and I will be playing Lizzie Stone, who uses she, her pronouns. Help. I'll pass it over to Cam.
Hi, I'm Cam, and I'm going to be playing Arizona Holloway. I use they, them pronouns. Arizona uses she, they pronouns. And I'm going to pass it over to Chris before he makes me cry.
Hello, your resident trauma man who hopefully will make and break some players here. But beyond that, before we get into the show itself, a couple things to make sure you keep yourself safe. This one in particular is going to be a heavy episode. Content warnings, in case you missed those bad boys at the start. If you type !CW, you can find them in the chat, and I'll read them out for you. Specifically what we got here: fantasy and gun violence, apocalypse, romance and references to sexual entanglements, monsters and monstrosities, severe weather, specifically forest fires and hurricanes, blood, real war religions, familiar struggle, loss, alcohol and drug use, references to mind manipulation and control, emotional and physical abuse, supernatural elements, and depictions of kidnapping and murder. If any of this does not float your boat, there's a plethora of wonderful content out there for you to enjoy. And if you want to follow me, any of the lovely cast members I have below, you can type !cast, there we go, and find us where you can find us on the internet while it's still around. But beyond that, and everything out the way, I think we're ready to get into this intro here, so sit back and relax and let's catch up on what happened last time on the Wildfire Club. We'll see you in a hot second, folks.
You came by
with it, we return back on our members here. As you are kind of weirded out in the sense of exactly what's going on. You are able to move now, though you still feel some slight pain from wherever you landed on when you were pushed off. But I think all of that is at the back of your mind as you see what looks like to what you thought was Dr. Moran is in reality some weird entity. As you see, it still has the image of Dr. Moran, body and all that, but their eyes glow red and just motion around the place looking about. Their head turns back to you all. Still within kind of almost like a mix between his voice and something a little bit more echoey. Kind of goes, I assume you have questions.
Where do we even begin?
I guess I can explain what I am.
You deserve us that much.
Well, long ago, before your town was even conceived in the thought, humans, I was here. From the stars, I fell upon planet.
So you're some kind of alien?
More of a force of nature, if you will. I was lost, found myself on the molten core of this world, with no way back. I took my newfound situation in stride and decided to make a home for myself. I come from a place where life, creation is valued above all. From there, I created everything you see around you.
Everything?
Within the valley.
So you're limited to the valley then?
The valley is my home. I do not wish to leave it.
Wait, so you're saying that you made the trees, the mountains, the fields, the flowers?
The mines?
No, the mines were your people's do. I toiled along, making everything you do see around you, from the mountains to the trees to the water. But then, some point during a terrible storm, humanity found its way to me. It was a caravan, I think you call. And it seems like they were on their last legs. Close to extinction, if you will. Took pity on these creatures, for I too understood what it meant to be lost from your home.
You consider the valley your home now. don't you want to go back to your home before the valley?
I didn't at that point. But now I do wish I never helped those humans.
How did you help them?
I protected them from the storm. I helped them build their community. I was lonely. While I can interact with animals and essences of nature, I still lacked that comfort home provides.
The names.
I think you call them your founding members or families. Not yours. Yours, for the most part, come later into the story. Time moved on. The community and place I built became Harvest Valley, but there was a problem. The establishment of your community brought eyes of other humans who disrupted my peace. They've taken many names, as they each all have the same goal of turning my wonders into financial gain. At that time, it was the Heartgrave. I am a peaceful entity, and I've wanted them to lead peacefully. The families agreed to that and tried as well, but nothing seemed to work. You mortals have a knack for not giving up. It was at this point John came with me with a proposition, a way to protect the valley and be scanned of these invaders on my home. He suggested I share my power with him and a few others. As you can see, I am creation itself, and the power that comes with it is, well, powerful. I didn't want to, of course. I was concerned of the bloodshed that might come from it, the violence, but I noticed that the Heartgraves didn't care about crossing that. So I gave in to John's request, along with his fellow members. Their cult. But I was naive to think that such power would be given and given back. The company was absconded, but when it came time to return said power, those Heart Fellows decided to use it against me and caged me, in a sense. I became beholden to them, rather than them being beholden to me, in a sense. They got immortality, power, and everything they could imagine, and I became entombed within the mountain. Not particularly a pleasant experience. You see, they take a moment to themselves as you see their hand shakes before they have to grasp it. at the idea of being imprisoned by the Heart Fellows. Well, it went on like this for centuries, decades, until your curious case of Cassidy Kane. I managed to break out of their chains and wanted revenge. An idea I wasn't exactly accustomed to, but understood.
What happened to being peaceful?
Peace dies when you become caged, become a prisoner, become not a person, not a thing, a being, but rather a power source. I wasn't treated with respect, and my trust was tossed aside like it was nothing.
What if we could give you back that freedom? Make you what you used to be, no longer a power source. Would you leave us alone?
Perhaps. It is an interesting notion. But there is a question I must answer first if we're even going to contemplate such a thought. Your parents, guardians, they traded their immortality to keep me caged. And to not use me. I found this a curious thought. They gave up their power to save your town. And they didn't use my power for quite some time. And for some reason, at the center of this complex question lies you three. He sacrificed a great many things for you, and I don't understand why. Why they would commit such acts of care for you after committing murder, keeping me in prison, all the terrible things they've done. I don't understand what exactly changed.
People are complex. People can hurt and people can care, and as contradictory as it might seem, sometimes those things coexist.
They wanted families.
This is the concept I have a problem struggling with. You say your parents could change, but believe me, I spent centuries.
Oh, I never said change. I said that good and bad can coexist. That's all.
An interesting notion. Well, Dr. Moran certainly thought you would be a solution to his problem. I guess I can figure out why. I have a proposition for you, as at the moment while you are within my care and grasp, I'm the only thing keeping you from bleeding out within the cave floor. I want to understand you and why your parents, the cultists, decided to give up everything to help raise you. I wish to look into your memories to understand what kind of life you have lived, and to determine if you are worthy of walking among my valley floors.
You say you made all of this, but there was a world here before you got here. What gives you the right to make that kind of decision, to claim ownership of all of this? You didn't show up to a dead planet.
Yeah. Ava's got a point there.
Well, I did not show up to a dead planet. I did care for this place, and my care and mistrust was misused and abused. I am angry to be well within my right, and not only you, but your community.
You can be angry, but that doesn't give you the right to be judge, jury, and executioner.
You see, almost like Misty goes straight to your face in anger, their red eyes almost beaming at you, giving just a slight glow upon your face. I can be whatever I want. And I want answer.
Please. I think Lizzie comes up, is not sure how to like come in between the two of them, to the Ava and fucking a god right now, but
Yeah,
just like
literally.
stands from her hospital bed in worry. Whatever you need us to answer, whatever you need to see, just please. We're bleeding out right now, aren't we?
You are. Time works differently here, but stay too long, you eventually will bleed out.
Lizzie, what if this thing is trying to kill us?
I think yelling at it and asking it too many questions when we are on a timeline is not the next best situation for us now, is it?
Zona does not trust this weird godlike entity, but Zona does trust Lizzie. So I'll kind of like stand down, nod. Whatever you say, I will go with.
Wise words from your friend.
Fine. But you're no god of mine.
Agreed. You see, they step back. Take all the time you need. When you're ready, go to the doors. You'll find that I'll follow you into your various memories. There will be a distinct pull to certain doors. Go to the ones that feel strongest. I will observe. And if I have any questions, I will more than feel free to ask them. You see, they step towards the door. I eagerly await to see what exactly makes you all so special. Before they go into the door, you see as it opens, it looks just like a regular hospital hallway, though you notice there's a bit of strangeness that you can't particularly see. As you see that the hospital itself is almost has that post-apocalyptic feel to it, as there's roots growing along the walls. You can see what looks like to be those flowers. You saw that glow grow along the ground and along the walls as well. It's very sort of like vegetation has taken over the structure in a sense. As the door closed, leaves you all with a moment to yourselves.
We might not make it out of here alive.
Well, we're all gonna die sometime.
Ever the optimist, Arizona.
Rather go through this with y'all than, I don't know, go away in my sleep all boring like.
I think we just listen.
We'll try.
I can go first.
See you on the other side.
I will. And I think Lizzie, who had been silent this entire time, just trying to like take it all in, I think she sees. She can't help but see two young immigrants in mining clothes and just experiencing the upstart of the town of Hearths Valley. Their lives, however indulgent or Christian or something, whatever it was supposed to be, she just can't help but see her parents' young faces, what they could have gone through, what they did to other people, and just wonder, and thinks about Ava's words, good and bad. And she reaches and goes through the door.
I'm very curious, do you guys follow suit, or are you just going Godspeed, soldier, and just waiting for your turn?
I kind of want to let Lizzie have her moment. Like, I kind of want to wait. I want to let Lizzie have her moment.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
With that, Lizzie, you open the door. And again, it's something really crazy in terms of like, there's no bright light or mist that comes out when you open it. It's just opening the door and closing it. And as you open and close it, you get a better view of this hallway and see what looks like to be doors upon doors upon doors. Each different colors, different hues, different ages, some brand new, some old. And you can just feel almost like these are your memories. Doors to different moments in your life, to different aspects of who you are. And you kind of begin to walk. And walk. And walk. There's a couple doors that you kind of maybe don't feel too strongly. Not too strongly. And as you pass one door, you get this feeling inside your chest. A warmth. And as you turn around, the door that you see that is particularly calling to you at this moment seems to look like something under the iron. And you can see underneath is a light. Almost like if somebody was like in your house and there's lights, you can see there's feet walking and whatnot. So it seems like it's active in a sense.
It immediately catches my interest, and I'm, it's almost as if this isn't a place of a limbo of curiosity, that there are people on the other side, and the instinct is to just, I think I'm opening the door before I'm even registering.
You open it and immediately the lights blare for a hot second. And as you come through it, it's almost like you are watching, but there seems to be also you as well. It's very much of like VHS style, like you're watching this event as you're there. And in this moment, your older self, you can guess, or younger self in this instance, from what you can calculate, this is before, a little bit after the wildfire. The funeral hasn't happened yet. You see, it's just another night of the Iron Bowl. very much closing time as you see that people are kind of going out. Very much the last of the people were trickling in and coming out. And as you are going about, it seems like you're closing up, you see Lola comes in very much with like glasses straight from the dishwasher, pretty much cleaned up, kind of goes, Lizzie, can you help out here? It's getting kind of heavy and I need your muscles.
Yeah, I can help. Let me get that for you.
Thank you very much. And kind of, oh God. Thank you, Lizzie. I know you had a meeting to get to, but I really appreciate everything you've done.
Does she look real?
Real as the last time you saw. You see at this moment, very sweaty from like, it's hot in here. You're working on night. You see the AC was not being your friend this time around. And you can see that just sweat constantly. They're sort of cleaning up and very much feel real. You feel your hands kind of touch in between and very much can feel that notion of the touch between you two.
I take all of the dishes for her. When I start walking and I put I see kind of what it looks like even behind my shoulder, if all of the walls are the same, if the memory only exists to a certain perspective, but I look back over at her. Before I head out, let me check the AC too. Maybe I can see what I can do for it.
You don't have to do that, Lizzie. I mean, it's a piece of shit. I mean, it's what it is. You don't have to do that. I know you got your meeting to get to, so I know it's good.
I've been there every time. They can afford me being a little late with the donuts.
I mean, I can go get my dad's tools real quick. I mean, I don't want to be a bother. I mean, I know.
Just bring them. It's not going to be fixed tomorrow morning if I don't look at it right now.
I got you. I mean, don't boss me around now. Kind of, with that, kind of go under the sort of counter, bring it up. You go to like the AC, you can feel like the coolant's just dripping, and you'd be like, yeah, there's clearly a problem here. And it doesn't require that advanced. It's just going to take a little bit of scrapping to do it. And you see, going over, fixing it up, Lola kind of goes, so, how's all moving your stuff? I heard you were moving some things. You're not moving, are you?
No, I'm not moving. I figure that maybe a storage unit would be a bit drier than the shed, and I can't handle everything being in the house right now, so
I can only imagine. My dad, he's not doing too great after the fire, so we gotta make room for him in the living room. It's a whole thing, so I understand. But it's gotta suck to take all those pictures out. I mean, that's a lot of memories there. If you are, I mean, I know people have to pick and choose.
it's just hard.
I'm sorry, I don't want to... If I'm bringing up bad memories, I don't want to be that person.
No, it's okay. It's just hard. That's pretty much it.
I mean, if you ever need help, I mean, I'm more than happy. I know a couple of the guys around town could help out if you need some...
I don't know if I trust them specifically. If they're... Because it's all old stuff. And, you know, it feels like when I'm the one putting it away, it's like I'm the one that I could actually sort of address them. Because it's not like we could have a very beautiful open face casket situation.
I'm sorry,
but
listen. I can only imagine what you've gone through, especially losing Samson and your parents. I can't imagine. But I mean, you gotta keep some pictures for yourself, or or yourself of yourself. It's important.
I do. My parents made sure to keep the records and take every picture of me that they possibly could, with every advancement coming through.
A lot of cute paper pictures, huh? You're gonna have that all around your house.
They were everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And then I don't know if I ever told you specifically, like, because my parents, they were so old when they had me. Everyone thought that my parents were my grandparents for a considerable amount of my life.
I can understand. When my sister, when I had to go pick up my sister, I would go, to school and pick them up, and every time they thought I was her mother, which I thought was
Mom.
really weird. It's just
Right.
it's like your sisters. Oh my god, it's weird. It's like it happens every time. You think you would learn, but it's understandable. Any you have pictures of like just yourself in terms of like not when you're a kid but a little bit older, like now recently you gonna hang up or
Yeah, I mean, we do a family portrait picture.
I mean it's great and all, but what about just you? I heard it's like all the rave up north that people have like pictures of themselves hanging up and stuff.
Don't know. I mean, sometimes the fire station will take some pictures, but I haven't specifically asked to keep them for them. They probably have some stuff.
Interesting. Interesting. And you see they're very much like awkward in this moment of like just fumbling around. But no, yeah, I mean, if you need help with moving stuff, I mean, if nobody in town can help, I mean, I'm more than willing. I mean, you're fixing up the AC for darn's sake, which is pretty important. So the least I can do is help around your house if you need it.
Sure, yeah.
Awesome. It looks like you're done there.
Yeah. It's incredibly possible somebody just bumped into it wrong.
Happens when you own a bar. A drunk idiot's gotta bump into shit, so.
There you
Thanks,
go.
Lizzie. Yeah, thanks. And kind of very much in that moment, kind of collecting things up. You putting stuff in, they're picking it up, your hands do touch for a moment before they kind of like, thank you so much, Lizzie. You may want to head out because that meeting's going to be happening in a quick second. I think you bought yourself some time, but you gotta really head out.
I think reality sits back in again. That this is a repeat of a memory, or it's even almost like paraphrasing a memory. And she just wipes a tear forming from the corner of her eye, and then as Lola's ushering, rushing her away, I think Lizzie just stops and like reaches out for Lola's hand and pulls her in to hug her, even though this didn't happen. But she just hugs her.
As you do it and you embrace this hug, this entity comes into frame. Now, why didn't you do that when you were there? You clearly had feelings for this other mortal. Is it that hard to express feelings for you?
Yeah, it is. Because at that time, if I said that I loved her, if I proved anything, if I touched her in any particular way, then what? I would be labeled as some kind of person who didn't mourn long enough. That my husband for that long meant nothing to me. It's hard.
I understand this. To not be able to say the things we want to say to people before they leave us or betray us. This is an interesting lesson, Lizzie Stone. You can wait here if you want. I must check on the other. As they leave you in this moment and shift over. I think in this moment, Ava, you feel like you're waiting in that place, but you feel like maybe it's your time now to get up. As you feel this notion of going towards the door.
I think I'm next.
Knock him dead, Princey.
Good luck with yours, if I'm not back by then. And Ava will step forward towards the door and push it open.
Find yourself in this hallway. Lizzie may have gone forward, but for you, backwards feels more appropriate. As you feel all these doors, walking past them. You go through looking and looking. For a moment, you have a feeling against one particular door. But unlike the others, you know what that door is, and you, I think maybe half hesitantly kind of like go past it of not trying to live it. And with that, go to somewhere else that you feel maybe an escape or a stronger sense as you see what looks like to be like a really rusted door that you would find at like the back of an apartment building of some sort.
And Ava looks at the door, kind of runs his hands along it slightly, careful not to catch the rust on his fingers, and then will open it and step inside.
You open it, step inside, and immediately just the sounds of people hanging out and just waiting blare in your ear. You're not in Hart Valley, you're in the city. You're somewhere in the city, at least. One of them, maybe. And going about, people just giving you the nudge and everything. And Cyrus is on your side as well. You see that kind of come up. Hey, I got everything ready. The band should be here shortly, so is there anything else I'm missing for this? I know this is our first time, so I've double-checked, triple-checked, and quadruple-checked, but I'm still gonna do whatever the fifth number you would say for checking with you.
You don't need to quintuple check anything, Cyrus. Relax.
Sword, yeah.
Chill. It'll be fine. I mean, look, we did this a fucking last minute as hell, and there's a lot of people here, and everyone seems to be having a good time, so let's just, let's have a good time too.
By the way, I'm not going to be that person, but I am going to be that person. There is this dude checking you out at the bar this whole time. So heads up, you already have a groupie. And kind of points over. And points over as you see Cameron just looking at you, waving.
And Ava, I think, like, looks back and kind of, like, just gives, like, a little head nod of acknowledgement. And then looks back at Cyrus and says, I don't know. I don't really think he's my type.
I don't know. He looks kind of cute. I mean, it's the city. What happens in the city stays in the city. You know what it is.
Yeah, then why don't you go for him, Cyrus?
Because I am too much for him, I think. As you see, they just give themselves just a slight flex of their bicep.
Oh my god. And I think as like somebody's kind of like walking by, Ava kind of like grabs Cyrus's by the arm and like kind of pulls them over to a different part of the room, and starts to like basically just kind of like social butterflying around and like talking to people and engaging in all of these conversations about music, about, you know, like what's going on in the city lately, and all of this and all of that. And Ava's very much just kind of like flitting from here to here to here to here.
You're going about having a time, really feeling at home in a place where you belong, and not really have to worry about people knowing who you are or your parents coming on the corner. But you do notice that Cyrus gets like a tap from somebody on the shoulder, looks like who's be working the stage, and then with that kind of goes, Ava, don't be upset and don't panic.
Okay, not really a great start to a sentence.
Yeah, so one of the bands, the band that was supposed to be showing up, decided to take another gig on the other side of town, so they're not coming. They're not coming. It's better pay.
What? Well, of course it's better pay. We're not paying anything. This is a fundraiser. What are they? How
because
are we
they said they
supposed
were artists and it was money, and I mean I can't blame them, but also
Okay,
it fucking sucks.
but what is a fundraiser concert without the concert part? How are we supposed to?
I mean we could.
We could what?
I mean, it's pretty low key.
What? Just you and me, and that's it? Just a bass and drums? No, I don't think that constitutes a band, Cyrus.
I can ask real quick. I mean, it's an audience. I mean, if it's charity, I mean, who's not gonna fucking help? And one of these, I don't know, one of these people have to know how to do something musically.
You know what? Okay. You know what? If you can find a singer in this crowd, then sure. We'll go up.
$20 says I can find one.
$30 says that you'll find someone who thinks they can sing and they can't.
You're fucking on. And with that, they go running up the stage. And at this point, doom, doom, doom. Hi, everyone. My name is Cyrus. I'm one of the organizers for this little shindig. Thank you very much, random citizen. With that, real quick, does anybody here know how to sing? Real short story. We had some gnarly people come in, and capitalism got in the way, and they decided to go for, who pays. So, can I get a boo? And with that, everybody goes, boo! 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 I hate capitalism, one of the people say. So, yeah. So does anybody, I know how to do drums. My friend over there knows how to do bass. We need a singer. So I know all of you gnarly people out there, one of you's got to have a voice. So, I mean, anybody. He's just quiet for a moment, just like a cough. Then that guy at the bar kind of goes, I can kind of sing. I will take kinda over nothing. Come up here, sir. And with that, my lovely co-coordinator, you owe me $30. Come up here as well.
We haven't heard him sing yet, as Ava says, as he like kind of steps onto the stage, and sets down his drink on like an amp, and kind of looks over at the guy and says, "You better not suck, okay? It's for charity."
I'll do my best. The last thing I want to do is disappoint you.
All right, well, you good at just kind of riffing?
I can try.
All right, then try to keep up. And Ava will I think, grab the bass guitar that had been set up. Like, all of the instruments had already been set up for the band. And so Ava grabs, I think, the bass guitar and then slings the strap over his shoulder and starts to, like, check its tuning and whatnot.
I think you're trying to focus on focusing, especially that this is Ava's first experience. There's a lot of things that you begin to feel anxiety-wise. As you're on the stage, you think in your head, well, when you get there, you can see people. Wrong. You get on that stage, and the thing that is in your face is those blinding lights that really cover you really being able to see anybody's face. The only thing is you see the shadows of people moving, and you can see that there's a tension on you now to not fuck this up. Everybody's tuning, going on in. You see the singer kind of covers the mic. So what exactly is our name?
I don't know.
Cyrus and the Fantastic Cyruses? Sirens.
I think I'm gonna veto that one.
Put a pin in it.
I don't know. Fuck it. Oral riot.
Fuck it, Oral riot, okay. And with that, you see he kind of goes on, wails this like metal scream for you guys to start off. And in this moment, that anxiety, that fear just dies away as Ava, you go into your element. How are you feeling in this moment as you are succeeding, you think, on your first attempt at bass playing for people?
I think Ava's just kind of like surprised out of the anxiety that he was feeling when Cameron wails into the mic, and it's just this it's like the nerves and the anxiety were this bundle inside of him, and at that wail it just broke apart and came out of his throat in the form of a laugh, and he just laughs. And as he laughs, his fingers go down to the strings of the bass guitar and start playing, and it's fun. That's just what it is it's fun. He stops thinking so much about the fact that we're performing in front of an audience and more about the fact that all of these people are here together and they're moving, the shadowy masses are moving together to the music, and we're the ones playing it. We are the ones that are making people move. And it's this singular communal experience like nothing he's ever had before. To be able to share something so specific with so many people, it shouldn't be it feels unreal, like it doesn't exist, but it does right now, and God, it's fun.
You finish off this fantastic radical song with just that sort of blare and echo through as everybody kind of gives a rock and roll salute. And with that, you see Cyrus go, "That was fucking amazing." He sings, "You owe me $30."
Okay, yeah, you know what? The $30 it is. Hey,
Hell yeah.
What's your name?
Cameron, what's yours?
Ava. And he holds out a hand for Cameron to shake.
You see, very nice to meet you, Ava, as he does very much of like kissing on the hand and bowing.
Well, you want to hang out with us today?
Fuck it, not doing anything else. And I think in this moment, as you're unpacking, the memory itself slightly ending, the entity comes into play. I see you have experience with dealing with wolves.
Yeah, didn't know he was one at the time.
You understand what it is to be betrayed by people you trust.
Yeah. But, still, he can't take that feeling from me, you know? I think that's the important part here is, God, that feeling.
Why do you do it? You do not live with these people. Why help them?
I mean, I don't really think you need to live with somebody to have something together, and even if it's really short, you know? Like, I've never seen any of those people since then, but they were part of one of the best memories that I have, and fuck, I hope they feel the same way, you know? Like, we live on in each other's memories like that.
Interesting. I'll leave you to your victory. I must check on the other. Dissipates, leaving you in this victory as you feel another door will soon call to you. But we go over to now Arizona as you feel your moment for this door approaches.
All right, saving the best for last. Let's go. Well, go on in. I have no idea what to expect here.
With that, you walk out the door, and for you, it's a little bit weirder. You kind of just wander. Whether it's just because you haven't gone through a lot of doors in your life or whatever reason, there isn't as many doors in your case that to go through, in a sense. Mix and match at a certain point. But as you begin to walk one hallway, you hear something echo for a second that sounds like a whistle.
A whistle?
Yeah, like, you know, like first, like, you remember for football in some sense, of like a whistle of like a play going off is what you hear echoing down a hallway.
I'm gonna go, like, follow that hallway.
You proceed to go down, and as you turn the corner, the floor of this hospital changes to grass, full grass. You're not able to really see what's down the hallway, and immediately as you turn the corner, you're kind of like jump scared in the moment as a football player comes in and just fucking tackles the shit out of you as you go straight onto the ground, and you're immediately thrusted into this memory of yours as you are in pain from this, you think, 200-pound senior from the other school that leaves you just on the floor at the moment.
I breathe hard, take a second, I get back up. I'm assuming I'm in full pads. I'm like
full on pads. You're in this,
okay.
like, yours is more like orange colored, if anything. The blue team, they seem to be from the city. They're more like blue. As you're slowly getting up, you hear the boy like an asshole, like all of them go, "Whoa, that's right. Ain't no crying in football," and with that kind of goes off.
Oh my god. Oh. I get up and I'm gonna head over to, I'm assuming there's like a huddle up now.
Yeah, there's a huddle
I'm
up.
huddling up with I'm going to my quarterback. Guys, what are we doing? What's the play?
With that, he goes, "Zoni, you good?"
I'm fine. I'm gonna be okay. I just want to get these motherfuckers back.
All right. We're gonna do switch up here, all right? I'm gonna do defense. We're gonna go straight on in, all right? Zona, you keep taking the brunt of this. We got this play and then one more. We're only one touchdown away, so let's try to push as far as we can to that first down, okay?
Gotcha.
All right, break.
Woo!
Kind of break off, and like looking about, you can see like the metal bleachers of the game kind of going off. The score itself, you're in fourth quarter. for anybody who doesn't know football, that's kind of like very much the last sort of quarter you have, and the clock is going down. You got maybe another 2, maybe 1 minute. So you're really in the tight space here, trying to just get off a couple more points to win. With that, the play goes down again. You go off. You see that guy that's just been haggling you, if anything, this whole time, is just into position. The play goes off. You go in. You're brushing up against this guy, but sadly, another person from the side tackles you in the ground, but you give your quarter back just a couple more inches as he gets to that first down. As you get maybe, you're still way off. You want to say maybe at the 10 in terms of like on your side going up. And with that, it's kind of like a break. You got one more kind of timeout that your coach just has to play, as he's really been saving it this whole time. As you see the tee go up, and with that, everybody kind of goes to the bleachers there. Same fucking hacker kind of goes, looks like you chose the wrong sport.
I want to throw a punch on this dude, but I know I'm not allowed to right now.
You see the coach sees what's going to go, Zona, it ain't worth it. Just come back on here, take your break. He can't get his ass kicked either way.
I clench my fist and I'm like, gotta calm down.
Violence is not the way. We talked about this. Violence is in the defense, not the offense.
I should have played hockey.
It's your choice, kid. Come on back.
All right.
And as you sort of walking back, you notice your dad comes strolling on up from like the bleacher side. You see that he's just made it. You didn't see him for the most part. Didn't think he was gonna come, but he's made it and kind of is like waving for you to like come over and talk if you can.
I'll head over, and I'm fucking. I got grass stains and mud all over me. I'm looking for where, and I just go. Listen, Dad. I know I'm not doing too hot out there, but these motherfuckers are on my ass. Okay, I don't get it. Like every play, he's just hitting me over and over. Like, he doesn't even fucking care about getting any ground.
Kiddo, I think you're doing great. First off, don't say that you're doing bad. You're doing great. This is a tough fucking team. All right, these are from the city folk, all the way from Alabama. So they're a little bit of they really play the game. All right, to us it's a game. To them it's religion. So don't put yourself down. First off. Second of all, you are a Holloway, which means a lot. Not because it's a name, not because it's a title and all that bullshit that people tell you. Oh no, it's because you got great, and you know best than anybody else how to think outside the box and use it to your advantage. These fuckers, they come from the city. They got their posh parents or whatever the fuck they live in. They don't got your grit, your talent, your ingenuity, and by God, your strength.
God. Thank you. It's not going how I want it to. I don't. I'm having trouble.
Ranching's the same way. You get horsing. You know how to break a horse. You got horses that are just not want to break. You put you on your ass every time you try to get up on there. But it isn't about imposing yourself on the creature. It ain't about putting as much strength as you possibly can. It's about your will. It's about understanding the situation you're in and knowing that not everything's gonna be a way to punch your way out, even though that asshole deserves it.
Lord knows he does.
Look, we're Holloways. We get the impossible done. And even if you don't win this, honey, you still made it all the way here. You know how many people can say they went against those Alabama folks? That's some tough shit to get to.
Yeah.
I believe in you. Even if you don't win, you did a hell of a game here, kiddo. Win's not everything. It's about how hard you tried to get to where you need to get to.
I love you, Daddy.
Love you, kiddo.
I'll go up, I'll hug him.
Now do me a favor. if you are not gonna win this, go teach that fucking kid some manners, if you'd be so kind.
You ain't gotta tell me twice. Put my helmet back on. Let's go.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of this kid. I'm gonna
and
legally,
just
the legal way
wail.
of football, I'm just gonna deck him. I'm going straight for the legs. Like,
With that, you see your team comes back together. You see there's like just an air of defeat among them. It's like, so we gonna do quarterback? All right. I think we gotta do it. We gotta open the religious book for this one, folks. And with he goes, no, we ain't gonna do it. And he goes, we're gonna do a Hail Mary. All right,
Hail Mary?
Gotta do a Hail Mary. It's only shot.
We've never been able to successfully do one outside of practice. What do you mean?
I know, I understand. But in this instance, these assholes haven't given us much options. So here's the plan. I'm gonna position myself the best I can and try to go as far back as possible. I need my defensive players here. He kind of goes, Henderson, Shaw, Zona. You are all going to do your best. You need to make sure those assholes do not get past the line. Diaz, you are going to run as fast as you fucking can. I want you to embody your fucking ancestors running all across that field, okay? He goes, little races, but okay.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean? All right, everybody, break. With that, kind of go off. DS is very much fucking asshole and kind of goes off to the side there. And in this moment, you get face to face with this haggler and kind of goes, that's your daddy.
What, you ain't never seen one before?
Ah, well, yours look like he came straight from the pawn shop after being sold.
Well, I bet he fetched a pretty penny. I wonder where yours is at. Still going out and getting milk? Oh,
Tough
wait,
shit.
no, I forgot. You probably don't even know who your daddy is. After all, your mom's got quite a few tricks up her sleeve. Spent some time with her last night.
You see somebody from behind on your team go, ooh, and they clap behind. Your ass is grass, senior.
Your mama already mowed it.
Mother, look, do the play. With that, a moment goes down, you lock eyes, and in this moment, you immediately, boom, play goes off. It is like very much tug of war between the two of you, as you're like having your own little battle here, besides everyone else, as you're just pushing. What's going through Zona's mind as you're like tug of warring here, trying to hold the line?
I am like, in this moment, it's all like instinct. It's all physicality. It's Zona is not a mind for, does not have a mind for plans, does not have a mind for like smarts already. So being in any instance where it's just all fight and all, you know, just what can your body do next, that's the best move, where you don't have time to think of a plan, is her best moments. And that's exactly what's happening here. Because she's, yes, she has like an idea in mind, this Hail Mary, but she knows realistically her job is to kick some ass. That's it. She doesn't need to like go running like Diaz. She doesn't need to like run back like the quarterback and fucking like knock that shit out of the park. All she needs to do is kick some ass, and she can do that.
With that, you using that anger, using the momentum, you push this boy on the ground, making him eat dirt. But you do such a good job that you really didn't notice that he really went off a far bit. And as he's on the ground, really incapacitated, you see that the quarterback locks eyes with you and just immediately throws in your direction as you see the best shot.
Oh god. Okay. I'm running and I'm gonna grab it. Okay. Go.
You're running. You see the enemy team is starting to notice. You're able to grab the ball. And at this point, you're like leaping at this point, getting to the other side.
Get to the end zone. Go.
You see someone grabs you by your legs. You go off the ground. You extending your body as far out as possible. And just by a minuscule, you're able to touch onto the touchdown. The scoreboard buzzes and you see that you guys win by just a point. And the crowd goes crazy in this instance here.
Woo!
As you see, everyone is going crazy. You throw the football. You see your dad is the first person to just run onto the field and you're towards your direction. He goes, "You fucking did it!"
I fucking did it! I pick him up. I'm like, I'm
Oh,
going
dear
crazy.
Lord, you are really getting strong.
Yeah.
And in this moment, everyone around you is just screaming your names. Arizona, Arizona. And in this moment, as you are living this wonderful dream, this entity kind of comes into the screen, into this memory here. You surely do have spirit.
It's a good thing, ain't it?
It can be good and it can be bad. Your father had spirit, and look what he used with it.
He didn't treat you right, and I know that.
Do you
Far from
consider
the only one.
Do you consider your father a good man?
I think he tried to be. I don't think that makes him good, but I think he tried. And maybe that's the best thing we can do.
Is it? Oh, curious. Let's see when it is the best thing you can do. Let's see how that made you. As you feel everything beginning to shift around you. As you go into a place you really don't want to be. And I think at this instance, we'll take a quick break here. So with that, we're going to take a quick break before we get into our second half here. So use a baño, grab yourself a snack, and we'll be right back, folks. We'll see you soon. Buenas noches. Welcome back to the second half of this episode here. So let's get back into it, shall we? With that in mind, Zona, you speak about your dad, saying he tried his best. And the entity being whatever this entity is decides to shift the scene around you. You're older now. And at the moment, you seem to be carrying things on you. And it seems that for a moment, looking about, you're walking home where you live with your parents. You see that you have what looks like to be takeout in one hand, a couple of videos, rentals on the other. The weekend's about, so you're gonna get ready to enjoy yourself. It's been a long week work-wise. And you're gonna enjoy yourself with your family, with your dad, your mom, and all that stuff there. As you're heading home, how's Zona feeling in this moment? As you're just getting ready for another night of fun.
I'm feeling pretty good, honestly. I'm having a good time, and I'm excited. I just got my job at the ranch. Zona has like put down like first month for this trailer park spot, getting a trailer, so she's feeling I'm feeling pretty good.
With that, walking up, going through, as you reach around the corner, the bend to your house, strange thing is no lights are on. Your mom's not there, which makes sense because she's probably working a late shift at the diner, but your dad should have been home by now. You don't see the lights on. Maybe he's just late. But kind of get in.
Dad?
What are you? No
Hello?
answer at the moment. It's empty. You pick up the key, you don't put everything, you double check, maybe he came back, whatever, but he doesn't seem to be here. The house is just empty.
I'll yell out one more time. I grabbed dinner for us. I'm gonna look around. Is he's not even in like the private like bedroom or anything?
No. You go check. His side of the bed itself is cleaned up. You see everything is kind of cleaned up before you left for this morning. It was a bit of a mess just because messy parents and everything, but it seems like the house has been cleaned up and is in order, but your dad's stuff is not here. His duffel bag, his hat, and all his stuff that he usually has.
Is there a note around anywhere I can find, like on the refrigerator or on a dresser or kitchen counter?
The only thing that you have that's there is your mom's number in case something happened, at the diner. So that's the only number that seems to be there.
I'll pick up the landline and I will call her at the diner.
Yep, you kind of set your stuff down, turn on the lights, and kind of wait for a moment. Your mom's voice comes on. Yeah, welcome to the diner. What can I get you?
Hey, can I speak to my mother, Zona? Is she on the line or is it?
Yeah, you see, she's just like, it's me, Zona.
Okay,
what
got
happened?
it. Hey, you know where Dad's at? If he went out for something or?
Give me a second. You see they kind of get up, just pause the phone. You see there's like a muffled, primarily they seem to be telling somebody they're gonna need a hot second before they get back to shift. Zona, there's no easy way to tell you this, but your father's gone. Again.
Okay. Yeah.
He told me to tell you.
Fight?
No.
Or... Did you say something to him? Did you make him upset?
I didn't do anything to him. Okay. I know what you're thinking. No, I didn't do anything. to your father. I thought he was going to stay this time around. But he's a wanderer, honey. And he gets restless. And I guess it's just that time of the month. Yes, that he just felt like he had to go out to the big wild world.
Did he tell you where he was going? Did he leave a number?
He did leave me a number for I guess, in case of emergency, if you want it. But honey, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I just gotta check in with him fast.
I'm going to do something here that's not going to make me a popular parent. I think you need to. I'm not going to give you your father emergency number. I know it seems like a dick move, but honey, he left without saying goodbye to you. I don't think you should be chasing after. I think you need to be your own person.
I just hang up. I don't say anything. And I take out the food that I had grabbed, leftovers. Winston, no. Sorry. I take out the food that I had leftovers that was sitting on the kitchen table, and I dole out half of it, and I put the other half in the fridge. And I'll eat it tomorrow.
I think as you're putting this food away, holding it in, almost like life wants to give you an extra middle finger. As you close the door, you see very much that magnet on the fridge is a picture of the three of you. Your dad smiling over you as he kind of holds you on the horse while your mom's on the side. A picture of this just fake fucking family. As you just stare at it for a good minute. So
I take it off the fridge, I put it in my pocket. And I'm gonna probably run those jeans through the wash, forget about it, let it get destroyed.
And as you begin to do this sort of silent routine, the entity comes back into frame. A good man leaves their only child with no way of contacting them in a sense. Doesn't seem like Father of the Year, or even trying to be honest. No response from the great Arizona Holloway. No quips or snapbacks.
No, just silent. Purposefully silent.
This is what I understand as well. You'll have your chance to talk with him, but I have to get to the other. So, enjoy the silence. As the memory dissipates from you and goes to Ava. Ava, everything changes and wisps around you as you find yourself in a motel room. Bathroom, doors closed. The glass in front of you is shattered. But from what you can see, there is some bruising on your head. How are you feeling in this moment?
I don't think I am.
As you essentially zoning out, you hear just a knock on the door. It's locked. Can't open it, but he responds through. You good in there, Ava?
Just give me time.
I gotcha. I just want to say I'm sorry. It's just, you say certain things that hurt me. It's been really a long time since I've been in a relationship, so I mean, I reacted like a child. I'm sorry, but again,
Don't just. That wasn't okay.
Baby, I know it wasn't okay. I mean,
No, that wasn't okay.
I understand. I was out of line. I understand.
That can't happen again. Yeah.
And I swear on my life, it won't happen again.
And Ava is just, I think, in the bathroom and gripping the sink and looking down at it, his hair covering his eyes. He doesn't really even know what to say or what to do. His whole world is shattering, turning upside down. None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense at all to him.
In that instance, the silence, he goes, I just wanted to apologize, and also, if we could get our story straight.
What do you mean stories? What are you talking about?
Well, you slipped and hit your head on the glass coming out, right?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I just don't want people to get the idea that, it hurts getting a job,
Then maybe you shouldn't have fucking done it.
You're right. Look, I'll leave it up to you then. I trust you. I know I didn't really show it, but I trust you. So you can make up whatever story you want. Just don't tell anyone.
Just go.
That,
Go, Cameron. Please, just. Like I said, I just need time.
With that almost like a fucking insult, he goes, love you.
Nova doesn't respond back.
As he walks away. In this instance, the entity comes into play. And they're silent for a moment before they speak up. You understand what I feel. That gaping nothingness when someone you trusted hurts you in ways you find inconceivable.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
So you understand why I want to show no mercy to your town, to the people I let in my valley, who I gave my trust to, and who threw it in my face and threw me in a cage.
It wasn't the town that did that to you. You have a right to be angry, but it should be directed at the right people.
But I don't find it enough. I don't know what this feeling is.
Look, am I mad at the fucking town, at people who talked to Cameron and spent time with him and gave him a job, and am I mad at people for it happening? And yeah, I hate everyone that calls him friend or neighbor or anything. But they're not the ones that hurt me. Okay? He was. And I can't take this anger or this betrayal or whatever it is that I feel out on the rest of the fucking town.
But they neglected to see his two-facedness. Does that not make you furious?
It does. It does. It does. But the two are not equivalent. We can't treat them like they are.
Much to ponder. You can leave this space. I know you do not want to stay in it longer than you have to. I'll be with you in the moment. I have one more person check up. Walk out and give you the opportunity to leave this section of hell. As the camera shifts and pans over, Lizzie, you walk out the door, and as you do, you land straightly onto a bed. It takes you a moment to sort of orient, but as you do, you notice this is probably the night of your wedding with Samson, after your official confirmation of the marriage. And with that, the camera is just very much standing, like looking at the top from the ceiling as you are staring blankly at it, as well as Cameron, who too is staring blankly at it. And with that, kind of goes, so, guess it's official then.
Yeah. And I think this is a Lizzie who's, the both of us were 19 and we're so much younger now in this memory. Her voice is a bit lighter and less hardened by, all the alcohol and smoking and just general fire inhalation. Smoke inhalation. It's just a very non-committal. Yeah.
Was it good for you?
Doesn't need to be.
I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Lizzie, I know I'm kind of the last person you thought you'd be with, so I guess maybe we should take the time to lay out exactly what this is gonna be.
Really? It didn't make sense to you?
I mean, it makes sense what doesn't make sense, but that doesn't really matter now, does it? We're stones now. Well, if we're going to talk about things, we're going to make sure our parents are happy with us. 'Cause I think it's really the only way they're going to get off our ass, you know what I mean?
Are you still gonna go out and drink and spend most of your time with your boys after work?
I might. Are you still gonna go over to your parents and take care of them?
Well, obviously. Do you know how old they are?
I know, but they got institutions for that kind of stuff.
No.
I
No,
assume
they
so.
don't.
So we're staying in the valley?
Yeah, there was no question. Your daddy is been the priest for the longest time, and you've been his son for the longest time, and I've also been here. We grew up together, so we're gonna show up together.
But you see, he kind of turns over, looking you in the eye. You never, thought of moving away, going somewhere else.
I mean, I thought about college and everything, but I mean, post community college, but everything's just a little too arduous of a move for mom and dad, so.
I just, when they do die, not to be the Debbie Downer of the room, but what are you gonna do? Is your whole life's fucking ambition to be someone else's fucking caretaker?
I mean, I'm gonna have to take care of you, so it's just gonna have to be the case, isn't it?
I guess. Well, look, I guess you see, he looks tired. And goes, if we want to try something, eventually, I think the next step for us, if we're going to stay here and if we are going to be a part of the community and whatnot, we're going to have a kid. So is that something you're okay with?
Lizzie doesn't answer for a very long time. I think it probably takes like a minute of silence before she blinks, remembering that she has to answer. I don't know. I don't really know if I want one.
I don't think for either of us it's about what we want anymore.
And I know that, but we could just tell people that we try and it just doesn't happen.
But we do have to try.
Well, Hmm?
I mean, I had a thought, you don't need to get lucky once. So, I guess whenever we feel like it, we can try. You can start off maybe at least one day in the fucking year.
Yeah. And then just sort of
Go up from
we
there.
can get it to line up with whenever I'm ovulating and maybe. But
I'm not too good with the math and shit, so maybe that's.
But she looks over at him, I think, finally. I don't want a kid. Not with you.
Tell me how you really fuck her. As you see, he kind of gets up and kind of begins to get dressed. You do know we can't get divorced either, right? This is kind of a...
Yeah, I know. And I know that you're not going to change. And that I'm not going to change. And this is just going to be as good as it gets. So I think we just keep appearances and say that we try. Maybe we do try. At some point, it feels like something. If we strike gold, that's incredible, sure. But, no. I don't want a kid with you.
You see, you're all a little depressed at hoping a slightly different answer. I get it. I'm gonna go downstairs and take advantage of the bar. So, want anything? Or need anything?
No. Just take tonight for you, I guess.
Proceeds to head towards the door, opens it, and looks back at you, Lizzie, and says, I'm sorry. And just walks out. At this point, the entity comes in. A poor excuse for a human, wouldn't you say?
I think the camera maybe pans back towards Lizzie as old as she is now, in reality. When I was younger, I definitely had that pep in my step, I guess. I think
More
I tried.
like drag.
I really tried in the beginning.
Do you think Samson would have died still if you two never met or married?
It's possible. He threw himself at death every time he could, was a coward every time it actually was an option.
Spent your whole life caring for these people, and they disappoint you time and time again. Why do you insist on being this caretaker to people who frankly don't give a shit about you or your dreams, your plans, or hell, your well-being? Why do you so much?
I mean, if I think about it, we could stay in a modicum of comfort that we were used to. That didn't have to change so much about who we were or what we were already doing. I could keep my parents happy, and it was the image that they had that I would get married. They wanted grandkids, but there was that one thing that I knew I couldn't give that part of my soul over to him. I made sure to drive out of state and get an abortion. But it was just to keep other people happy. And obviously, that didn't get me very far. It hasn't gotten me very far. That's all I know.
I can sympathize. But I think it's time for you to rejoin your... I have a decision to make. And in this moment, all three of you entering out of these moments of time, find yourself in what looks like to be, Lizzie, from your memory, your reception hall that you had for your wedding. Though it's empty now for the most part. It's dark outside. You see that it's decorated very homely-like. You see like it's just these yellow lights tangled along the ceiling and these white tables that are very well placed. The barn is set up in the back. And as the three of you shift into frame, the entity appears. You've given me much to ponder on. And whether my decision lets you live or die, I still think, after seeing all this, you deserve closure with those that have wronged me. They yearn for it, I guess. So sit wherever you like. I will ponder, and when my answer is ready, I will come to get you. Dissipate, leaving the three of you in the room and all these tables for you to take a seat at.
Take a seat and I'll pull out the chairs for both of you guys too.
Ava joins you.
Sit down.
You take a seat. Wait for a good moment. Is there anything you say between each other? Or do you just have that sort of sitting in silence like you're in the detention or kind of very much waiting outside the principal's office?
Feels like that. Yeah.
It does feel like that, yeah.
I think Ava does say to the both of them, I'm glad to see you two again.
Glad to see you too.
Glad to see you.
So, y'all didn't get hurt or die or nothing?
Not physically.
No. I'm okay.
At this moment, sitting down, you see that while the others don't see it, but each of you have your own specialized view in a sense of what you're seeing, you see there's various individuals sitting alone by themselves. It's only seeing the back of their heads for a moment. As Arizona, you see the back of your father's head. Ava, you see the back of your mother's head on the far right. Zona, your dad on the far left. And at the bar, Lizzie, you see Samson. Back of his head.
I guess that's what they meant by closure.
What a fucked up form of closure, but hell.
I always imagined it could be worse than this, though.
Yeah, what did you imagine?
Maybe we would all be in hell or something.
Maybe we already are.
Very tame hell.
I guess we
But
should.
in this
Let's do it together this time.
Take both your hands. Move forward.
So do you all go separately, or are you all going kind of together to each
All
one?
together.
All together. Who we're going to first? We got Ava's mother, John, your dad, Zona, and we have Samson.
Who didn't go first before?
I think
Ava?
Ava.
I went
yeah.
first the second time, so I think Ava should go first this
Alright.
time.
And for my other two, as you're going, are you like there, or are you kind of just like hanging back? Kind of
I
like...
think we're like a supportive presence is what I
Yeah.
imagine.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I want this to be Ava's moment, but we're there in case.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You walk over. You see your mother as you turn the corner, Ava. Your mother's very much still dressed up in that sort of pantsuit with the blood still seeping from the side, though it's a little bit dried up, almost like they haven't had a chance to clean up. And they look at you and go, "Darling, you're looking worse for wear."
Ava sits down at the seat next to his mother and says, "Hey, Mama."
How are you feeling?
Tired. How are you?
I'm also tired, but it does feel like there's a burden off of my shoulders. Though I deserve my fate.
Why'd you do it?
I come from a time where the smallest of things could kill you. I was born into a society that cast me aside because of what I looked like. So there was a lot of fear and anger in me. And when you have an opportunity to not only be able to avoid death, but also to be able to fight back against those forces that think they're better than you, I took it.
I get that, but I mean, the people that you killed, they weren't Amber Woods. She was just a girl. How could she have possibly done anything to have deserved being killed like that? That's what I mean. Why'd you do it? At a certain point, it was just wanton.
We were scared of what Dr. Moran, Eugene, would do. If we didn't agree on trying again, he would have gone after you, Zona, Lizzie, the things we cared about. I didn't feel anything for quite some time. I was cold and unrelenting in my decisions, but when you were born, this light flickered on and I understood the brevity of what we were doing. Most of us did.
And Ava takes his mother's hands in his own. I wish it didn't take me for you to understand that.
Me too. But you showed me the value of having a home. That's why I joined Cyclone. That is why I did everything in my power to make the place a city. It was a place where he wouldn't be able to hurt you. Hurt us.
I don't think that would have protected me, Mom. I just wish that we could have been in a better place before you went. You know?
I think whatever force allowed me to at least have this time with you. The last thing I remember was the shock in your face, and that does not leave a mother's heart.
Can I trust it? Is it lying to us, trying to kill us, lulling us into a false sense of security?
You can think of it as a child in a sense. It may be incredibly old, but it still doesn't understand human emotions the way we do. We never gave it a chance to understand that. And it is more of an animal that simply reacts on how it feels. I think your memories, I hope, maybe developed it a bit, but it is not something that is vicious or vile in nature. It's our fault, the reason why it is so precarious in the way it is now.
Do you want to see me live?
More than anything.
Then do me.
You shouldn't have to pay for my mistakes. You are your father.
Then do me a favor and speak to it yourself.
Tell it what? I'm sorry?
Maybe.
It would help with...
It's a start. You and all of the other Heart Fellows got us here. The least you can do is try and undo it.
Ava, I am not like you. I don't know if I have the same courage you do.
Then be you and do it anyway. Please.
You know, I've lived for decades. Seen a lot of things. Met kings and queens. Has had more money than I could spend. But yet, out of everything that could have ever surprised me in this world. You managed to change my perspective each and every time. It can be frustrating, but it also can be enlightening.
Yeah. I get that from you.
The only good thing from me.
And Ava gets up, and unsure if this image of his mother is real, corporeal, or not, but regardless, will hold out a hand for his mother to take.
They take it and you feel it, almost if it is material or real.
And Ava, holding his mother's hand, will look to Zona and Lizzie. Who's next?
I just realized I was muted. I think Lizzie should.
Lizzie,
Yeah.
going up to the bar, you see Samson has just a bottle of whiskey that he is just pouring on over. You see there's burns along his right arm. And as he drinks, you see it drools just a little bit. Lizzie. Want a glass?
Fuck yeah.
I don't know how this fucking place works, but I tell you, it's a good thing I know how to drink, because I think that's the only thing that adds flavor to this shit. Kind of pushes over to your side. Some pair we turned out today.
Parents, your father.
You know, I tried to be the best son I could be for him, but it didn't matter in the end. Just threw me away for power, for what he thinks is God.
I just wanted to say, I'm sorry that you're gone, and this is the way that you were gone. But I'm not sorry for treating you the way that you deserved.
Rafflezone, I'm sorry for treating you the way I did. We didn't have exactly the best marriage, but it doesn't mean I need to be fucking every person around the bend. I could have given you a little bit more respect.
Even though you pissed me the hell off, weirdly the best thing you could do for me was not want to have sex with me.
Speaking of, I heard you got frisky with the bartender.
They always say that you shouldn't do it, but I love her.
I think she loves you too. I'm at least glad you found someone who actually will take care of you. I was always jealous of you, Lizzie. You always knew where you stood in the world. I could never figure it out.
Yeah, I really didn't. I think I pretended to know what made everyone happy, and made everyone happy on a surface level because they could take advantage of my time and my skills.
Make me a promise, Lizzie. I know it's the last thing I can ask for. It's important.
Okay.
You find this Lola. Tell her how you really feel. And you love her in every way that I could. It's the least you deserve.
I'll go ahead and tell her that my dead husband told me in a dream.
Don't say that, she actually might believe you.
Who knows what anyone's gonna believe after all of this, if it's gonna end. But I'm glad that I got to see you, at least. This one last time.
I'm here. I guess if we're here, let's do a little game and just review the marriage. 1 to 10, how would you rate it?
As far as weddings go for children, it was pretty organized.
It was. A lot of money. It's not much people can say.
There wasn't that much to throw around, but we got enough to save, go to college.
Go fucking bear. Yeah, that's it. That's a plus in my book.
In your book. I'd say
1 to 10. What you think?
I'd give it a generous 4 out of 10.
Oh, generous. Look at this. I think 4 out of 10 is good. That's a good number. I would have gone maybe 5. I'd like a good on odd number, but 4 is good. Well, here's to Lizzie, the one person who showed me what it means to be human.
Like, I clink glasses.
Clink. Now get on out of here before you make me tear up.
I slip away.
Leaving last but not least, Sona.
Zona moves forward and taps her father on the shoulder.
Tap him on the shoulder. You see his hat is on the side of the table there. He turns around and he looks just as you remember him last you left him off, and he goes, "Oh, hey there, kiddo."
Hey, Papa.
You look like you were run over by a tractor and then sold on Tuesday.
I feel like it too.
Want to take a seat?
Pulls out a chair, takes a seat.
How you doing, kid?
That could be better. Then again, I think we could always be better. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Just lucky son of a bitch got a shot on me. I'll tell you what, I would have shot that bastard dead if I had a good shot.
What did you do with this? I don't know. I almost hesitate to say a God, even though I ain't been in church for a while.
It's not a god, I'll tell you that. It's more of like a what was a giant battery to us. Force of nature. But, well, I was scared. Thought I was gonna die, thought I was gonna lose my home. I spent God knows how much money, time, and energy crossing half a fucking country just to find this place. The hell was gonna give it up to a bunch of rich wigs who came out of nowhere. I got lost in the sauce, in a sense. There's a problem with that power that I didn't exactly understand. It's the reason why I left so many times.
What's the reason you left then?
After we lost our immortality and we kind of collectively decided to not use our powers. We didn't want to go on murdering more people. But it's like an addiction, in a sense. I spent decades of my life with this power, being able to do whatever I wanted, go wherever I see without worrying about anything, and then all of a sudden I'm human. And I'm here, and I'm supposed to be a father, but in the back of my head every time was that voice, that whisper of me needing to use the power.
Being human, having a family wasn't enough for you then?
It wasn't like that. I was more worried about if I gave into that power, even for a second, I would turn back into that person that didn't care about people, that decided to cage up a helpless animal if it meant that I got to live another day without worry. And it's a person I did not want to be. It was a person I didn't want you growing up around. I know you blame your mom for a lot of stuff, and rightfully so sometimes. But I'm also part of that equation, kiddo. I'm equally responsible for your pain, as well as your mother.
Is there something I could have done?
I don't think like that. There was you, and while I do not like to throw this term around with perfect, every scrape you got into with a boy, every late night session you had out in the ranch with some fair lass from the fair, to watching you ride your first horse, to everything. You did it your way. Not the Holloway way, you did it your way. I just wished I was a better father to you. Maybe I would have not fucked you up in certain ways. They say it builds character, but you can build a character without fucking shit.
I wish you were a better father too. I wish you were a better person. Scary to say that. To admit that I wish that I had better from you.
It's your right, kiddo.
I feel like I miss someone who wasn't ever really there. like I'm mourning somebody who you never were. And I don't have anywhere to put it.
Where do you feel I belong? If you gotta cast me aside, that's... You're right. It's your laugh. I done fucked up shit.
I'm
not a
scared
good
if
person.
I don't. I'm scared if I don't cast you aside, I will end up just living only for you in this delusion that I've had of who you were. Like, I'll do myself a disservice.
Here's a speech that each Holloway gives to their next when they grow up to a certain age. My granddaddy gave it to me and his granddaddy before him and all that, but I never really got the chance to tell you. The name Holloway brings these epic grandness to it, and there's a pressure to live up to it, to try to be a Holloway. But the thing that makes us so special is that we forge our own paths, kid. We learn from the mistakes of our forefathers. Their forefathers before them to forge a path that's better. That the next generation ever, if there is another, can have an easier time and have lessons to go back to. What makes us great is that we learn from our mistakes and we move on. Being a cowboy is about learning and wandering. You done me proud. I mean, you managed to figure out all this stuff here like one of them noir films with the black silhouette, cigarette. Good old Private Eye, cowboy. I never heard of that, but I like the way it sounds.
I guess now's the time to say bye then. Can't do anything more for me.
Holloways don't say goodbye. You see, he grabs his hat and puts it squarely on your head. You say, see you next time. We will meet again, Arizona.
One more
I'll
thing.
make sure.
Just one more thing before you go. How do we undo it? How do we release that force of nature?
Well, you gotta kill the one person that's still holding it together. And that's if you get out of here, if it lets you be. Eugene, or Dr. Moran, as you know, kind of like he's that concrete, he's the structure beneath the house. Get rid of him, the heart will be able to roam wherever it sees fit. He's the boundary keeping it from being itself. But he's a tough cookie, kid. He ain't gonna be able to do it alone. And a gun ain't gonna cut it. I'm sorry that you have to deal with this. I should have took care of him a long time ago, and I just didn't. Because I was too scared what might happen to you.
I'm sorry, dude. But you had your good moments. I did.
I hope so. Fatherhood is not fucking easy, I'll tell you what. I better get at least a participation trophy for this shit.
Yeah. And Zona's gonna give him a hug. Let him be.
Gets hugs.
Mhm.
Love you, kiddo.
Love
Trying to
you too.
remember the good parts as well as the bad. With that, gets over to the side. And you see all three of them begin to dissipate. One by one. Leaving you in this empty room as the entity behind, arms crossed. Now in their full form, which is this almost druidic nymph-like neon blue with bark growing in certain places and vegetation, their red eyes glowing. Were you able to say your piece?
Yeah. Thank you.
You humans are complex. Your memories, I can feel them all, and they are rife with inconsistencies. It is still complexing to determine whether it is a good or bad thing, but I understand of what you call sins of the father, if I am saying the term right.
It's true.
I will let you go. But your town's fate is still tied to that of Dr. Moran. So, I propose an agreement, if you will. I need you to take care of Dr. Moran. He is the only thing holding me back from my true form, my rightful form. And I cannot do anything as I am still lassoed to him. And if you take care of him, I will spare Harvest Valley from my wrath and give it only to those who deserve.
Lizzie looks at Ava and Arizona like, I think we can make some kind of agreement.
I think so too. Let's kick some ass.
Sure.
One question, several certainly, but this one in particular. Our hearts, our powers. Would you take them back? Would you take everyone's back that got them accidentally?
I can. I think I most certainly will for the others that have been affected, but for you, I'll give you a choice. You do have to understand that this power can only be used in the valley, especially if I come back. The last thing I want is for my power to leave this place.
Something to think about then, I guess. I was just thinking you were gonna take it back.
The others I will, but you have shown me yourselves. And if you do this task, it shows you are at least true to your word. I think it is more than fair to give you a choice. Just like I was given a choice to give it to your parent.
Okay. and we'll think about it.
You're going to wake up in a bit of pain. But when you do, I would suggest you hurry. He'll leave the mountain, and once he does, he'll be in range of the town, be able to take whatever he wants.
Okay.
I wish you luck. And with that, you see their hand extend, and 3 of their fingers begin to like almost elongate, like these twigs, branches, as it begins to strike into your heart and expand. And as the camera shifts over to the reel, you all begin to wake up. As you're on a clock to take down Dr. Moran before it is too late. And that is where we shall end it for today. Yay! With that, everyone, that is another episode of the Wildfire Club. There we go. English. We hope you enjoyed our time here. We know it's a wee bit shorter, but that's how it goes in the game. But beyond that, we have wonderful people here who are going to plug their shit. So we're going to go in reverse order, starting off with you, Cam. Where can people find you, and what are you doing that's cool around?
Hi, I'm Cam. You can find me at cam.nader or cam_nader across all of the platforms. And cool stuff I have going on. If you're gonna be at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, I'm performing there. I'm singing in a musical. It's a fun time. You can see me do all of this in a country accent for an hour and a half. So I'll knock it over to Josephine.
Hello, everyone. I'm Josephine at scarydogfriend, and I have been Lizzie Stone, who uses she, her pronouns. You can find me over at Imagination Arcade on this Thursday to play Eat the Reich, where we play some more motherfuckers who use Southern accents. Also over this Tuesday, Lantern Light Adventures playing Monster Hearts 2. Hang on to your asses for the stuff rolling out from Bad House RPG. The first episode of Twilight Vigil finally came out, and you will be seeing me and Hamna on something very special very soon this Friday. Yeah, and that's me, and I'll pass it over to Hamna.
Hello everyone, my name is Hamna. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer and producer. I don't play characters with Southern accents, so unfortunately you will not get that from me. But if that's okay with you and not a deal breaker, you can follow me all over the social medias at LilithTTRPG. You should also follow my multimedia production studio, Tender Vicious Studios, at Tender Vicious Studios or tendervicious.com, all over the social medias as well. We have a tabletop actual play audio drama out right now called Laurie's House, which is a tale of imperfect memory, identity, and community. Episode 5 just came out, which is super cool and fun, and you should listen to it if you haven't already, because it's a great time. And with that, I'm going to pass things over to Chris.
Hello, I was a resident GM for these preceding evenings. With in mind, you can find me on the interwebs, more on Blue Sky if anything, VO Cologne, there we go, which is COLON. In terms of this, we're going to take one more week hiatus before the finale, just because life stuff is happening, but we should be having the finale of the Wildfire Club on the 6th of July. Hopefully, if nothing, pray to gods that nothing happened. But beyond that, we'll have kind of a hiatus as we're working on our next project that was recently announced as part of the Copal Press Creates program for this year, which is Ascension. It is very much for my Bioshock girlies out there, very much about being in a doom city and trying to escape from hell. So it's going to be a fun time, and we'll have more info for your stuff later on as we work on that. But with all that in mind, thank you for sharing your lovely Saturday with us, and we can't wait to see you next time for the last episode of the Wildfire Club. Until then, everyone, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.